All right, then let's begin. Can you see my screen?
Mhm.
Wonderful. So here I'll be presenting the platform from 2 points of view, from students' points of view and from teachers' point of view.
Mhm.
So here is what students see when they enter the platform. There are many different topics, as you can see here, assigned, and we have materials that cover grades from 5th to 7th and a part of 8th grade. But regardless of the grade of a student, they can always pick whichever topic they would like to study. For example, if a student is in the 6th grade and they want to close the gap in their knowledge of some 5th grade topics, they're free to try this topic. Or if they want to study something in advance, for example, 6th grader wants. And now I'd like to introduce the topics to show what they consist of. So every topic contains introductory testing, final testing, and several lessons, usually from 2 to up to 6 lessons per topic. And the point of these testings, the introductory and final testings, are to compare the initial level of knowledge of a student to the level of knowledge that they obtain after they passed all the lessons. And now let's move on to the lessons themselves. So the lessons contain theoretical part and practical part. Every lesson starts with theoretical parts, which is video lecture, lecture notes, and some sample tests. And now I'd like to show you an example of our video lecture. Please let me know if you can hear it clearly.
Common fractions. How many tangerines are on this tree? You won't always be able to count by whole numbers. Sometimes integers need to be split. And this is why we have fractions. For example, a peeled tangerine has 8 identical wedges. Each wedge represents 1/8 of the tangerine. 1/8 is a common fraction. If you took 2 pieces, you would have 2/8 of the tangerine. 2/8 is also an example of a common fraction. The numbers 2 and 8 are separated by a fraction bar. The 2 that is placed above the fraction bar is called the numerator, while the 8 that is placed below the fraction bar is called the denominator. Denominators show how many parts an integer has been divided into, while the numerator shows how many parts have been taken.
And after approximately 1 minute of video lecture, it is interrupted by a pop-up question to bring back the student's attention, because according to various research, it takes around 1 minute for students to lose their focus. So this way we're trying to bring them back to the lesson and to kind of wake up. And they have to answer the question, for example, like this, correct? And they may continue watching the video. Usually the video contains several pop-up questions, and as you can see, most videos are here under 5 minutes to make the theoretical part as concise as possible, because we know how hard it is for students to consume new theoretical material, so we try to make it bright, short, and easy. Okay, so after video lectures, students can also take a look at lecture notes. So basically all the important theoretical information gathered in one place to sum up the entire video lecture. And then we also offer some sample tasks. So typical tasks, questions, and the way how to solve them. There are always several sample tasks for each theoretical part.
Mhm.
And as students begin to do their practical parts, they can always go back to the theory and review lecture notes, examples of tasks, or even watch a video once again. Now, here we are in the practical part. So it always starts with 10 multiple choice questions. And as you can see here, students are given several attempts because we have an educational purpose in this part of theoretical task. And as you can see, if students answer correctly with the first attempt, they get 40 points. If they answer correctly with the second attempt, they get 20 points. And with the third attempt, they get 0 points. Teachers, however, will be able to see whether the student answered correctly from the first attempt. So it doesn't affect the grading system. But the points can be used for more than just grading, about which I'll tell a little bit later. And as you can see here, if a student makes a lot of mistakes, our GIOS meerkat recommends to go back to the theoretical part to review the video or to review the lecture notes. And now I'll just skip through all these 10 questions. Students have to complete each part of the lesson to get grade for it, so they can skip them. Another reminder that you can go back to video lecture and review the theoretical part. All right. After multiple choice questions, students are offered to complete a matching task. So here is the task. Here are some conditions, 4 conditions more specifically, and 5 options to answer with. Students have to simply drag their options to the respective question and see whether they answered correctly. If the student didn't answer correctly all the questions, they're offered to complete a similar matching task to review their mistakes, analyze them, and perform better next time. After multiple choice questions, we're offering students to complete an ordering task. So here is the task or the problem, and the students are given the solution divided into several steps. However, the steps have their order mixed up. So the task of a student is to build a correct sequence of the solution. This type of tasks develops logical thinking and analytical thinking of a student. So we consider it essential, even though it's not the typical tasks that one could find in books. And same as with matching tasks, students are offered to complete similar tasks if they didn't answer everything correctly. Next, we have our critical thinking task. It's error analysis. So here is a question. Here is once more the solution divided into several steps. But somewhere here is a mistake. And the task of a student is to find this mistake. It might be either the definition or some calculations. And after this line, all other lines and other calculations are incorrect. And respectively, the answer is incorrect either. And the task of a student is to find this mistake. This develops critical thinking very well, even though it's not a typical task, but we consider critical thinking essential for everyone, especially in our times, to be able to find the truth, to distinguish it from lie, and to reach success. And the last task that is offered to students is numeric response. So 3 questions where a student has to basically just enter their answers. And for each task, if they made a mistake, they're offered to complete a similar task. And in the end, students can see their overall performance. So as you can see here, I didn't score really well on this lesson. I'd say horrible, to be honest. And students can analyze their performance for each part of the lesson. They can click on see answers to review all of their answers, see the correct answers, once more review the theory, and improve results. Improve results means that students can complete similar lessons So another 10 multiple choice questions, matching task, coordinating task, and so on, and complete similar lesson, yes, but without second attempts. This way, students can improve their scores and also improve their knowledge base. Some more features of our platform. So we have the summary notes tab, where students can find the theoretical material for every lesson. So basically, lecture notes from all lessons instead of searching for some theory or Googling on the internet. Students can just check this tab and find the theoretical part for each lesson that they need. And another achievements tab, I told that points are used more than just for grades. Here students can see their activities, their achievements, their overall stats, their badges for their achievements. And for points, they can also purchase avatars. These avatars are displayed on their profile and also on the leaderboard here. So here students can see their ranking, their score compared to all 100K students on their platform, even more than 100K students. And this competitive aspect, according to our observations, motivates a lot of students to take more lessons, to take extra tasks, and to improve their results, to score better on the leaderboard. And I guess that's it for the students platform. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
All right, then let's move on to the teacher's dashboard or teacher's cabinet.
One second.
Yes.
Toilet paper? Yes, the dry your hands. Yes, I just bought some yesterday. It's in the closet yes. Okay, sorry.
All right. So here's the teacher's dashboard. The first thing that a teacher wants to do is probably to register their students. So a teacher goes to school years of study, choose the grades that they have entered, and they can just copy this link and send it to their students to register their students on the platform. And all registered students will be displayed on this students tab, just like this. And what teachers can do in their cabinet with their students is, of course, assign them some homeworks. 1 second. So
it's not your school.
I logged into the wrong account. 1 second.
Yes, and all students will be connected to one teacher, and teacher can research their results. And now Artem will show you how teacher can do it.
Yes. So here I logged into the right account now. Sorry for the delay. Teachers here can see the catalog of lessons that are offered to them. So for example, if a teacher is a teacher of a 5th grade, they'll be offered 5th grade materials. If there are 5th and 6th grades, there will be materials for 5th and 6th grade respectively, and so on. So teachers can see all lessons available for them in catalog of GIOS lessons. Teachers can therefore examine the lesson. So they can look at every part of it, like at the video lecture, at some tasks. And if a teacher considers this lesson suitable for homework or classwork, they can duplicate it to their own lessons and then edit them. So here, for example, in my lessons, Yeah, here it is. So here's the lesson that I have just duplicated. What teacher can do, they can change the order of tasks. They can delete some tasks that they consider unnecessary. They can edit all the tasks. For example, if we go to multiple choice, I could just click on the task and change the question, change the answers, change the number of answers, and so on. And it is also possible to add your own task. And after editing the lesson, teachers can publish it to their students as home assignment, for example. It is also possible to choose individual students if, for example, a teacher noticed that one student is underperforming or the opposite does better than the entire class. So they can give them some individual assignments by just selecting one student. If it's not the case, teacher just presses all students and the assignment is assigned. And students can see their assignments here at the very top of their profile. What else? Teachers can also create their own lessons from scratch. They'll choose respective categories and add tasks from zero. For example, if teacher wants to add their own video or their own tasks or their own lecture notes, they're free to do so and free to make assignments through creating their own lessons. Another feature is we're offering an overall statistics of grades of all students, and here teachers can see the total number of points by all students, the average number of points, and some individual statistics here in the bottom. And for example, by clicking on the student's profile, a teacher is able to perform an in-depth analysis of students' performance. For example, they can examine the lesson and see where are the correct answers, where are the wrong answers, and therefore understand what students struggle with or how well they performed. Another feature is teachers are offered a very convenient converter. So here teachers can choose what tasks they would like to grade. For example, maybe some teachers want to only grade multiple choice tasks, so they only leave multiple choice, put maximum grade. For example, what is the maximum grade in your school?
Well, probably 100.
100, yeah. All right. So, for example, out of 100, and the system will automatically convert the grades according to your system. For example, here a student got 29 out of 100. And all these grades can be exported to an Excel file by clicking on this icon. And the last but not least is the most problematic tasks feature. So here is an overall analysis of class performance. So I showed you that teachers can click on each student and examine their performance, see their mistakes. But here's a more group approach. Here's teachers can see how many students answered incorrectly the same question. So for example, if there are 30 students in a class and 10 students answered incorrectly the same question, a teacher can take a look at the question and most likely analyze this question or this task or this problem during the next class, or give more tasks of such kind as a homework. And that was it for now. That's it for students and teachers' cabinets. Do you have any questions?
I want to add, so teachers can use all lessons from our electronic material library. Also, they can modify our lessons and create their own lessons from scratch or from our lessons. That's why teacher can realize their creativeness in all ways. And It's very useful digital tool for teachers, and now more than 135 schools in Ukraine and other countries use our GIOS platform in schools, not only in families, but in schools, in classes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's super. I mean, it has all the elements that you really look for when you do something like this, because, the grading factor is important, and being able to give students different tasks and